then you would experience something beyond death.
Yet you talk to it freely. I'm beginning to understand.
Wilhelm, all I've learned so far on this journey since we left home was that we not only just need to tolerate the craziness that's happening around us, but maybe we need to embrace the things we don't understand. And if it means that we can get further on our journey, it may sound a bit crazy at first, but I think it's the right route to start to dig into this a little bit.
Rudy is right. We must be more open to what this world throws at us. It has become a little crazier as of late, and the things that we might see as we chase down these delirium leads may start to make you question your own reality. It is important to stay grounded and focused.
Very well. River continues. There is much to investigate here in the Roundswood. This is why I've secured us these accommodations here. I will be in and out of the city myself on various business. If you do have need of me or need to contact me, you can do so here. And she points to a small obelisk. You may use this to send ascending spells.
Jeg hadde sånn der 3 brett med Pepsi Max hjemme. Tenkte ikke på det helt tatt. De stod ute I boden. Altså, I går så hadde konen min vel tatt hvert alle sammen inn. For noen som begynte å sprekke.
Det skjedde med oss også en gang.
Jeg har varme om deg, men jeg tenkte ikke på det.
Vi lot vår være I boden I fjor.
Ja.
Det var ikke noe så galt som gikk. Og så det var ikke der lenge heller.
Nei.
Men så plutselig, når jeg går dit for å ta ut noe sånn kylling eller noe sånt fra fryseren, så var håndtaket veldig klissete.
På innsiden?
Nei, på utsiden. Og så, da så jeg den eksploderte sprite-flasken.
På utsiden?
It could be problematic.
Ja.
Altså, håndtaket har blitt klissete på utsiden?
Ja.
We'll keep it
Fra spriten?
Ja, spriten lå ikke inne I fryseren.
going forward. I know we've
Vi legger aldri brus inn I fryseren.
to stay out of trouble
Ja,
already.
men det var
so,
inne I uteboden.
Gentlemen,
Ja.
you can continue.
Å ja, sånn, jeg tenkte håndtaket på utsiden av
Discretion's my
uteboden.
middle name.
Hæ?
Hvordan gir det mening?
Nei,
No,
det skjønte jeg ikke.
sorry, that was an old saying.
Very literal saying if you're saying that your middle name
Okay, let me.
I guess I did not know your middle name. I understand that we are now sharing one.
Oi, fikk jeg noe
It's not discretion.
Takk for kjøret.
Okay, you know, guys, I will
What's he
keep.
talking about?
Noe med cola liksom smakt.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Moving on to the dogs, right?
gotta speak to the dog master.
Yes, exactly. I suspect foul play.
Well, in that case, I leave this in your very capable hands. Bear in mind that no one else has been able to survive what we've seen so far. There's only one other group that faced the kinds of horrors.
Jeg må kjøre til båten din og vaske hendene og spise den til resten av
Are they
maten.
okay?
Oh, they're alive and they're still causing trouble.
Det greit å komme seg gjennom verste sentrum først.
They're the troublemakers in Dracula.
I've heard about some of the craziness of Dracula.
Yeah, that's somewhere we don't need to be right now.
No.
Well, when you're ready to investigate the delirium trade a little bit further, or you want to investigate the lighthouse, come to me and I'll see if I can find some other leads for you as well.
Very well. Just a quick question. When we find a person running to the docks to jump into the water, are we to question them or use them to trail back, follow? Right. Investigate. Count on me, Rudy.
selling us. I thought you had her earlier with the whole selling, with coming around to get more money.
Raph, it's been a really long few months, okay? I would
blowing it.
I would accept some leniency on my efforts. I'm used to Tier Haven for the past 8 years. It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
Beyond this, as you go to the cart, she gives you each a purse of 300 pieces and 2 potions of greater healing.
Each?
Yes.
Oh. I'm a wealthy man.
River, now might be a good time, but we have acquired some more delirium for the academy.
Excellent. I will see to it that you will properly tally it up for me, and I will see to it that you are properly compensated for its value.
Show the maid one once again.
Oh yes, we acquired this in the Elven Ruins.
Linus told me it looks like someone might know our manufacturing processes. It's similar to some of the designs that we've created, but not exactly the same. We have discovered a series of spells and arcane catalysts that allow delirium to work. Normally, under most circumstances, delirium is completely impervious to damage, but it can be damaged with certain spells. However, when it does so, it crumbles and shatters.
Skrape og sånn greier og fiser ut ting. En av premiene er en kaffekopp.
But through a series of
En
spells,
stor kaffekopp.
can
Jeg tror ikke det er noe sånn stor kaffekopp, altså.
these processes we have hoped
Kan hinte faren din. Hvis han drikker kaffe eller kakao. Eller til meg. Hvis ikke så
Sounds
drikker
like
kaffe.
berries to me.
If that's the case, it's just more evidence that there is someone perhaps working directly against the academy that wants to subvert our methods and seize our assets.
We will discover the true nature of these imposters and put an end to their bidding war with the
Det
academy.
er onsdag dagen når det kommer en ny episode av Nerdelandslaget.
Very well. Shall we take our break here and come back afterwards?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Okay.
Eller årets første
And we
episode.
are back from our short rest. We have finished our consumables and are ready to dive into more adventure.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, please make sure to check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons. And if you join us on Discord, you can chat with all of us about all things Drakenheim, all things D&D, get behind the scenes stuff, and also take part in our monthly Q&As by submitting questions, and our monthly writer room, which happens on the Discord channel itself.
I dag?
So if you are joining us on Patreon, make sure to jump into Discord and join us.
Yeah, we will be having our patron-submitted Q&A live stream on Thursday this upcoming week. So it will be a campaign planning workshop with our patron-submitted questions. So if you're interested in sending in questions for that and are on our Patreon already, please get in there and get those questions in by Wednesday night so we can hopefully answer them for you.
First, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store. We can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including classics like Yes, Yes, Yes and Troll Killer, but also the new ones from Shadows of Drakenheim, like Way Bigger Than Ducks and the Dust Warriors. Check out bit.ly/DungeonDudes.
In our game tonight, we used a variety of incredible assets produced by talented artists. They have graciously given us their permission to use these assets in our stream games, but you can use them at your table too. We encourage you to check out these We've got tabletop battle maps by Alex Bedard, Virtual Party, party at Ross McConnell of 2-Minute Tabletop. We've got custom maps created using Dungeon Fog and Wonder Draft, some player character artwork by Jeremy Cole, which is amazing, NPC token artwork by Matthias Berg, and you see it in the game. We've got monster token artwork from D&D 5e Monster Manual and other source books, special spell effects, tokens by Gabriel Picard, and music by Tabletop Audio. So please, please, please support these amazing creators.
Fantastic. I believe that brings us right back into it. Yeah. Awesome. So, following your meeting with River at Kraken Manor and imbibing maybe a light meal, what would you like to do first? You've got quite an agenda ahead of you.
I suppose first things first is head to the docks as instructed and search for clues. I imagine that we should be investigating the grisly
Man foreslår kanskje både nu fremvinteren som
see if
Yes, from what River understands, several of the dock workers have been killed in these grisly ways, and so the dockmaster would be at least be able to give you some information, perhaps, on where and when and who these grisly killings
Hvis ikke så
affected.
går jo det som feil hvis de plutselig får.
What are your thoughts on that? We have much to do.
I think the most recent thing is these Mollins. So, talking to the dockmaster, I think it's the most efficient way to get the most recent information about it. I don't think we should let this one go too cold for too long. But I think, again, it may lead us to some sort of delirium-based problem, which may get us back to investigating the delirium around Ransman. So I say we start there. What do you think, Rat?
We should find out who the latest victims were and work backwards.
Hater de touchknappene ratt der, ass.
Close contact with whatever caused them to
Føler at de ikke
have this serious affliction of screaming and jumping into water or being
Skal
mauled,
prøve å starte sånn
or they might have a connection with the other victims. I
cruisekontrollkjøring,
say we
men
start with those
switcher
most
plutselig
recently deceased.
avstand foran i stedet for.
Then I suppose we're heading to the harbor.
Okay. So there are several the whole kind of C-shaped area that Dransman surrounds is that water area is called the harbor at large. But the centralmost part of the city, kind of, if you imagine that the city is kind of like this horseshoe pattern, the centralmost part of it are the shipyards, the High Pier, and Stone Quay. And at Stone Quay lies the Dockmaster's Tower. And so you head down from the seawall quarter through once again through St. Jordanus Square, where the chaos has subsided from earlier, and down through kind of the lower market, an area known as Cabbagetown Market, and into the waterfront area of Stone Quay. There, at Stone Quay is well built up with this large stone wharf with wooden and stone piers stretching out into the harbor proper. There are dozens of trading vessels and ships tied up here, some large, some small. Everything from great galleys and caravels that are ocean-worthy to smaller keel ships and fisher boats that are all tied up along. The whole area stinks of rotting fish and seawater. And and as you head down as well, you can actually see that it's quite cloudy and overcast in the evenings in Dransman, and there's actually a pretty thick mist hanging over the river itself, and heading out into the bay. And so as you come down, it's later on in the evening, and many of the dock workers are actually closing up shop. But as you approach the Dockmaster's Tower, which is this, it's not quite a lighthouse building, but it's a square, kind of fortified building that actually has a huge crane coming off it, and there's a pair of massive
Samme type som vi skal
massive
sette her med
galleys
barn.
that are out on the stone pier.
Vi må
that-
demontere
that,
den gamle
the
først.
towers at the end of the pier.
Så har vi
And there's
flaks,
this
så
crane
kan vi bare
at the
bruke de
top that
gamle
can service
hestene.
these large ships of unloading and loading cargo. And as you do so, you can see that there are many sailors and dock workers that are actually finishing up for the day. But as you get closer to the dockmaster's tower, you can actually hear someone yelling and banging on the door.
Yes.
There's this the dockmaster's tower has this long stone staircase that snakes around
Det var
into
bare
this
sånn her
large door. And there's this portly in what looks to be a kind of a jerkin and pants with what looks like to be an oversized admiral's hat with a feather coming out of it, and he's pounding on the door, and he's shouting, "Camp! Camp! 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 Camp!"
And we're walking up to this?
Yeah.
Seems distressed.
He's on the stairs. He's like, "Camp! Get out of there! Come on, get! Don't you know? Just get out of there, you know? Come on, get out! I've got to go home, and if you've got my keys in there, you've got to come out."
Sir, you're making a mighty fine ruckus around here. What is going on in there?
The portly man turns around to you, and he has like a really tiny face, but a really big head. Like the proportions are just slightly off. He turns around and looks at you with these beady eyes and says, "Don't you know who you're talking to? I am Harbor Master Dogberry, and I am minding my own business and dealing with my own problems with my own staff. Thank you very much. You are on dock property, and you will answer to me while you are here."
Well, Harbor Master Dogberry, this is very nice to meet you. My name is Rudy Whitaker. I'm the sheriff of one of the towns around Westmar, and we've actually been sent here to talk to you, but is there anything that we can help you out with to make sure that we can have some time before you... Sounds like you want to head home for the evening.
Ah, so you're a lawman, eh? Well, in that case, why don't you... Begging your pardon. Now, if you are, you want to be the strong arm of the law, well, my man Kemp has locked himself in the office because he has resolved to stay here this evening because he is too afraid to go home for fear of being torn to shreds by monsters.
Well, I've heard that's been a mighty problem that's been happening in this area, and I mean, if you need to get into a locked building, I have a mighty fine, partners here that might be able to get you in. Wilhelm, do you mind taking a look at this lock so we can get the Harbor Master's keys?
Absolutely. I'd very much like to talk to this camp fellow as well and see exactly what it is that scares him so much. But why don't we get this door
He's
open?
been yelling something crazy about getting eaten up by rats and thrown into the bay and had for lunch just because his friends have all died in the past week.
Well, fair enough. Seems good reason to be scared if all of your friends are dying.
Well, that
Rats.
doesn't mean that he can stay here. I tell him, you can sleep anywhere you want. You just can't sleep here.
Well, why don't we might be able to escort him home. So why don't we get this door open for you? And I'm going to come up and take out my thieves' tools and start picking the lock.
Harbor Master,
Give me a thievery check.
these attacks, have they been a recent occurrence or something that's been going on for quite some time?
Well, if I have it out. There's a smuggler's ring operating in this town, and they are trying to shut down a legitimate businessman like myself by targeting my workers. They aren't showing up for work. You see, because they're all afraid, of course, that the smugglers are going to tear them apart, make it look like it was done by a bunch of wild dogs. Horrible way to die, mind you. Now that I've apologized to all the widows and the widowers about their much apologies, but I've got a business to run. These ships don't unload themselves, and if people aren't going to be coming into work for fear of getting stabbed and murdered and horribly maimed and killed, well, what's a good capitalist to do?
Well, hopefully get some help, which is what we're here to investigate.
Well,
find out what's going on.
Well, we've got some out-of-town, our sheriff showing us the business then. How about that? How's that lock coming there, Phil?
26. I assume. It seems to be open now, sir. Why don't we all go in together and see what issues there are?
Let's go in there. Camp, we're coming in, and this fine lady has some very large axes, so if you're afraid of getting ripped apart, well, you picked the wrong fight today, haven't you then, Abe Roy?
We're in trouble, but we're just here to see what's what and
Jeg husker nok sangen, ass. Ja.
Where all these terrible instances have been happening
Jeg er
around
ganske
this
flink
area.
til sangen.
Camp, we're here to protect you. We'd like to ask you a few questions. You are under our protection. We have fought far worse than what you feel.
I don't want to walk home alone.
You won't. That is why we are here, Camp. And I'm gonna slowly kind of push the door open, giving a very quick eye inside as I do.
This is the door of the dockmaster's office. It's well attended, but there's a trap door leading and a set of stairs leading upwards, and you can already hear the footsteps running back up the stairs.
Harbor Master, the latest attacks. When was the most recent one?
Oh well, it was last night, right?
Someone that Kemp knew?
Oh yeah. Kemp said he saw it. He said he saw it on his way to work. Kemp, you see, is doing it in the crack of dawn, of course. If he's not in by sunrise, I dock his pay. So he's coming in the morning, and as he gets in, he comes in face white as a ghost. Couldn't get a single didn't get an honest day of work out of him all day today. He's not getting paid. I'm telling you that. But of course he said something about seeing something, but he was just a blubbering mess as he came in. And of course then I had a bunch of other boys didn't show up for work today either, so I can't make heads or tails of it either.
Kemp, we are entering the building. I would like you to know that whatever it is that you saw, whatever it is that you are afraid of, me and my comrades here have put down worse. And I assure you that if you'd like this horror to come to an end, it is in your best interest to answer some questions for us so that we may investigate and stop whatever is happening here at the docks.
Great, give me a persuasion check. Did you want to add that, Rudy?
Yeah, and maybe we can walk you home if it makes you feel better if you're going to help us out in this.
Okay, give me a persuasion check with advantage, because Rudy helped you.
Oh, I rolled double 18s. Plus, where am I? Persuasion 6. So, 24.
Look, you mean to say that this strong-looking lady with these axes is going to walk me home?
Yes.
If I talk to you?
Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds great. And he comes back downstairs. Oh, I just want to go home to my own bed, don't you know?
I do. I know that feeling.
I know the feeling too, and it feels mighty fine to get in your own space in your own bed, and we just want to make sure you get home safe and that no more people are ripped apart, but we heard you may have seen something that might help us in our investigation. Want to tell us about it?
Well, you see, I was on my way to work, because the dockmaster has me up at the crack of dawn, So if I'm not here before sunrise, he docks my pay. And then, of course, you know, there's the other dock workers that they change shift at the end of the night. And I was heading down Gravelberth Alley, and that's what I saw. That's what I saw. I waved to him, and I thought, oh well, that's Kenneth. That's Kenneth there. And then I saw him, and they was two of them. They were ripping him in half.
What was ripping him in half?
It was all fur and teeth. They ripped him in half, and they took one of them took his legs, one of them took his arms, and they ran down the drains with the whole of them. And I saw that, and I just ran all the way here as fast as my legs could carry me. And these are the first words that I've been able to get out of my mouth all day.
It's reasonable to be frightened of this, of course, but how? Say some furry, some teeth and nails. How tall?
It weren't big. It weren't big. Maybe about the size of the halfling. But it was all covered in fur.
And it dragged Kenneth into the drain, you said.
Well, they ripped him in half and they dragged him into the drains.
This must be tough, Kemp, but it is important. Have you seen any others like it?
Whoa! They said that Eric Wainwright, that someone else said that he got torn apart. They tore open his belly and all his guts were gone. And no one's even heard from Stanley in a week. And Kyle, they said that someone found his hand.
How would they know it's his hand?
Well, everyone could recognize Kyle's hand.
Yes, Kyle's hand.
Understood.
Kemp, where did you see this attack? Can you take us there?
Oh, it's on my way home. It was down Gravelberth Alley.
Well, let's say the three of us escort you home, and on the way you can point out the drain that you saw your friend get dragged into. And then we'll drop them off at home, and then on our way back, we'll, take a look.
The dockmaster. Don't you know, boy? Slaps him upside the head. Say thank you. They're walking you home free of charge. You know how much you'd have to pay for that kind of security.
Of course, we're just doing our civic duty to the people here in this town that have shown us so much hospitality since we've been here. It's the least we could do.
We have our interests in what is causing these attacks. Please help us discover the true nature of it.
Oh, all right. Oh, don't you know? I know the way. I know the way. I'll show you the way. Come on.
You know what? Even as we go, is there like a blanket or something nearby?
There's a fishing net from a pile of barrels.
No. Does he have a cloak?
No.
No.
Just wrap them in fishing net, and we'll take them home.
I think if I should and I wrap it around like it's a cloak, and I use prestidigitation to like, I guess, warm it. Like, envelope. I think this is the best I can do with what I got.
All right, there you go, friend. You're wrapped in warm fishing net and being escorted home. It's
Oh, well. Oh. How did you know I like to be cuddled up in all the fishing nets? Just like a hammock on a ship.
Just had
You know how to
had
do
an
it, right?
intuition, you know? I have 10 children at home. Let me show you. And I take out my wallet with all my kids on it and I say, these are my kids. I have 10 of them. I take care of them. My grandbabies, too. I know how to take care of some of them. I'm not feeling great. Not feeling great. Not feeling
You lead it with that you lead it through, well, he leads you through the stone key towards Gravelberth Alley.
blood's still there.
The blood's still there. It hasn't. There's been a bit of rain today, but it hasn't. You can see the blood is streaking down and into what was a closed drain. The entranceway has been shattered.
I pull out my moon-touched rapier and allow it to glow in the alleyway. And I start kind of waving it around the entrance to the sewer grate. I'm looking for any sort of indication that he said fur and teeth, so I'm looking for maybe a clump of fur or something to allude to the fact that maybe it was not human.
Give me a investigation check.
That's going to be a 20.
You find a serrated, broken up, covered about 2 inches. Sorry, a sharp. Sharp.
I show it to Raph and I'm like, not human if you ask me.
I keep going over.
You discern any sort of magical
The
properties?
smell of the sewage is palpable.
I sure hope we aren't going down there.
I want to ask Camp, so now is this where all the parts are
Just
found?
open my
I
hands
know
for that
you
is
saw
that
Camp
for
had to be taken care of, but
Eller er det
is
best
this the area where they all get taken?
Ikke det Brinse?
No.
Ikke Brinse, hva er det?
Eric.
Hva heter den igjen?
He lives towards Shanty Wharf that way. People said that they found what remained of him in the middle of the street. And Stanley, well, nobody's even seen him. And well, Kyle, they just knew him because his hand had a thumbs up and it washed up in a heap out where the sewer pours out.
Out where the sewer goes?
Hæ?
Was Stanley in the middle of the street? Were there any signs that blood led to a sewer drain or grate?
Not,
Sure enough, for fan.
He died about 5 nights ago, so things have
Oh,
slowed
men
up
skal
there.
Still.
Friends, it seems that the
Ja, jeg tror
creatures must be attacking from the sewer. It's the most likely scenario. These dock workers appear to be just innocent bystanders, not targets.
Så er det 44 minutter hjemme herfra.
It is our duty to make sure that no one stopped us.
Has it really just been the morning crew that's been going missing, or crews that come at all times of day?
It's all been at night.
Well, sun's starting to go down. Let's make sure we get you home. Gentlemen, we can come back here and take a broader look.
It's only another 15 minutes to walk his home from here. He lives in a small tenement building with about 50 other people. He's got a nice cozy little mattress hammock up on the side, and he cozies up himself and says goodnight. He says, thanks.
Thank you for your time, and we'll see what we can do about figuring out what's going on around
Det
here.
ikke er for mye busser her nå.
With that, you head back to Ravelry Valley.
The way I see it,
Helvetes
absolutely.
salt, ass. Det blir så
I can't do
dritt
the
på ruta
tooth.
med en gang.
Does it look like any animal tooth that I'm familiar with?
Jeg tar sjansen. Var det fra taket? Ja. Jeg var nesten sånn kastet noen der. More like the fart her. Ja.
We're not any rodents have teeth like this. That'd be
Det er som om... Ja.
abnormal and
Ha
odd.
det bra. Ha det.
You know,
It would be
I've heard-
a rodent of truly unusual size.
I've heard stories. They're just stories passed down, but there's an old story that got passed around Altbrook a long time ago about, in the sewers, the rats grew to tremendous proportions. Some as big as a chicken or a duck. And, I mean, this one looks a wee bit bigger, but of those folklore tales that get passed around of large rats in the sewers. But never something like this. Perhaps it's something else. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Although with the water around here, what the delirium's been doing, who knows how it can affect the wildlife around cities.
Very true. I mean, delirium could have an effect on the local wildlife and local
Whatever
pests.
it is, it's in there. And I'm gonna start to...
I give it to you.
Thank you.
No, I don't see any reason to go tromping around in the sewers, right? Why don't we lure them out here?
Okay, you will be the innocent bystander. Rudy and I will wait in the shadows for you to be attacked.
Now, I do well in the shadows.
I do well as a baby, no?
I'm gonna look for an entrance into the sewer while Wilhelm is defending his.
I just don't want to get my boots wet again. They've just dried. Okay.
Well, I can always, use a little bit of magic to make him dry again. Don't worry about that.
This is why I was pushing so hard for milking the academy. River has access to funds that go beyond the reaches that I can acquire. We need to make this a urgent matter. They have the funds. We can have a write-off for wet boot fund. You really had her going. I was really impressed with your ability to manipulate her with your fear of being eaten alive. I found that riveting.
Thank you, Wrath. I think
it tugged on her emotions. It leveraged us into a position to receive a monetary sum.
Wrath, people do say I'm quite skilled with my vocabulary and the way I present myself. So I do happen to have that effect on people. Thank you for noticing. What is it that we're doing again? Going into the sewers?
We're going into the sewers. That's what you said, Raph.
I'm looking for a sewer.
There's one obvious entrance, the sewer grate itself.
I pop it open.
It's already been broken open.
Oh, that was easy. That was so easy.
Should we get Bruce to go in and take a look?
Bruce is gonna pop down.
Okay.
Give me a quick scan, and if everything looks berries, I'm gonna hop down.
All right. Well, with that, we will bring up our map. Okay.
Oh, hey there, baby.
There we go. Okay. The way leads down into the end point, into a collection point of a sewer line. So from here you can see that this is actually an access point. And as Bruce comes down, you can see all in the ground in this area is just a solid streak of wet blood. Like someone just took a paintbrush, dunked it into a thing of red paint, and just smeared. And it stretches, and the line of blood basically stretches like that.
We have a little red line to follow.
And in fact, it actually kind of stretches in two distinct lines, as if the top and the bottom were dragged separately.
Rule number 6, there's always a trail to follow, and I think this might be one of our most obvious ones.
How efficient.
I say we go down and we follow the trail.
Well,
it smells down here. It reeks of fecal matter, backed up sewage, and also like just the cooking of multiple homes. Like, you know when you go into an apartment building and, like, you can smell everyone's cooking and it's, like, awful? That plus crap.
Ugh.
I tie, like, a piece of fabric around my face.
Why is it that every job we go on involves us walking into some terrible smelling places? Like, can't we go into a clean house and search for flowers or something? Like, it's just something a little nicer than constantly trudging through human waste.
The sewer pipe, the sewer pipe right here burps loudly, and there's just this gushing of, like, gunk just spills out into the muck of the middle.
All right, I'd say what you said, it goes along here.
I'm gonna hop over the and just kind of confidently walk through this sewer, keeping my eyes peeled for any sort of
Okay.
I have my blade out so I can
movement.
see.
Okay. As you continue forward along, you can see. You need to reveal things, not conceal things. There you go. There we go. Here's what you see. The passageway branches off into a much wider corridor here, but opposite over in this corner, you can see that there are maybe 6, 7 massive rats, like the size of a small dog. And the group of them are tearing back and forth and fighting and screeching over what looks to be a human foot.
I think we found those who were abducting people.
Say we approach silently.
The streak of blood, however, moves up in this direction.
Should we sneak past and continue our trail, or should we investigate these large rats?
How large are the rats?
They are probably about 18 inches long.
Never seen a rat that large before. You may be onto something with the delirium.
Are they? And you said there's 7 of them?
Yeah. There's 6 now. One of them looks like it's been killed by the others, and now 3 of them are fighting over the foot, and the other 3 are fighting over the corpse of the other rat.
They're distracted. Let's follow the blood.
All right. We're gonna try to sneak past, I guess.
Okay. As you come up, a little bit of street light spills down from above here as a large sewer grate. Reveal, not conceal. There's a large intersection here with several bridges across that leads up, in fact, towards another branching intersection. And just reveal a couple more areas here because we got a lot for now. Yeah, that'll do. And as you all come around the corner, you're sneaking past the group there. You can all give me a stealth check then, please.
19.
I got a 22.
18.
Wow. Okay. And then all of you can roll me a d6.
Scary.
That's a 5.
6.
1.
Nah.
Okay. 6 and a 1. Okay.
Woo.
I still don't know if it's 6.
You hear resounding down the sewer, you hear a terrible keening noise. As careening down from this direction comes a strange sight. Wilhelm, you can see it. You see it first. And I'm just gonna get out the right layer here. Bounding down the sewer line and around the corner comes This is the only issue with roll 20 is being on the right thing at the right time.
What's gonna happen?
Comes a creature. It is a brown, slippery, furry body covered in ragged leathers, carrying with it a spear and a shield. It comes around the corner, and you hear it cry out, "Yes, yes, yes! Get out of this way! Yes, yes, yes! Get them! Get them! Get them!" And as it comes around, all of us, Wilhelm, you see, then further down, over here, down the further way of the sewer, spitting out and around, okay, there's my slash. There we go. Now we're in business here.
Oh no.
Rudy, there's a rat with a spear coming down the sewer.
There comes
Oh,
another one, and
Oh,
another
just
one, and
Karma.
another one,
Rudy, there are many
and
rats.
another one,
And did
Many
it
sp-
talk? It said words.
and another one, and they're coming from this direction, and the group of them start to charge because coming around the corner, following the rat that just screamed, comes walking on its legs, a creature about as tall as a man with rubbery leather skin and the head of a fish. And it's got a roughly hewn stone axe, and it comes up to the rat and it attacks it. And all of a sudden, a calamitous battle erupts between fish and rats in the sewers. You hear this cry of, and the ratlings go, yeah, die, dinner. Roll for initiative.
Wilhelm thinks back around the corner and tries to disappear and just turns to his two comrades. There is a walking fish attacking talking rats. I repeat, a walking fish attacking talking rats. There are spears. The fish has an axe. There are arms and legs and armor. What? Rudy? Wrath? What do we do?
Are we surprised by this? I'm not surprised by this. It's a bit shocking, but
Wait, you're not surprised? I'm sorry.
Bruce is now
turn
suddenly
into a
hungry.
big, beastly wolf. It does not surprise me when I see walking, talking animals. You know, to the extent where I've seen brains come at me. This is like semi-normal in my world, to be honest.
Oh. Oh.
You know, my kids are shifters too.
Do they turn into walking, talking fish rats?
Not fully walking, talking fish rats, but they
Are they
have
fish rats?
animalistic
Are they?
features about
sorry,
them.
there's fish and there's rats. What do we engage? Is this the problem? I think these rats are the ones eating people.
I mean, Rat, can I see that tooth again? And I look at it and I'm like, do you think this is the fish or the rats?
It's definitely the rat. The fish don't look like they have teeth like that.
All right, well, I think the rats may be more the problem than the fish. I don't want to go killing the fish if it didn't have anything to do with ripping people apart.
Yes, initiative got vetoed. You guys need to roll because these guys are fighting each other, and I need to. And you don't have this much time for chatter.
We're just calmly. Bruce is licking his lips. He's looking over the water.
Battle, yeah.
All right, Bruce can have the fish. We'll take care of the rats. We'll see. I got a 15, by the way.
I got an 11.
I got a 14.
Pretty far away at this point.
We're just talking amongst ourselves.
I mean, it's very concerning, at least to me. Apparently, Rudy is just like, fish and rats in the sewers fighting. Normal, every day.
What do you got?
11.
Okay, Rudy.
15.
Okay, and Wrath.
14.
Okay.
15.
So actually, so as we break into our order. The ratlings go first. I will just reveal some more areas here first, so I have a little bit more to work with. Okay, that worked. Okay. Looks good.
Yeah, the lights came on.
Did it? That's okay. I meant to do that. Okay. So the great, excellent. Okay, so hurtling around the corner come these horrific rat monsters, and several of them leap across, bounding across the way, and two more of them slink out of the shadows, and they begin to attack the front line of the fishmen, and in a hail of attacks, the three ratlings that you see before you leap upon this fishman who came forward with the axe, and leap up and surround him like a pack of wild animals, and begin stabbing at the creature before him, and cut him down, and begin tearing apart. And one of them even grabs on it, reaches into his head, pulls out his eye, and eats it. And the two over here, these ones begin throwing their spears, and others stab with rusty knives at the one before them here, and leaving this one extremely wounded and bloodied. And that will be the ratling's turn. So we go to Rudy.
Whew, okay, I am going to. I can ready a spell.
Yes, it does require your concentration, but you can ready a spell.
Okay, I'm gonna move up here to this corner, and if any of them come close enough to see me at this corner, I'm going to ready the action of firebolt.
Okay.
Burn their faces.
Sounds good.
Other than that, I want to see if the rats take on the fish people. I'm really curious about this dynamic happening down in the sewer.
Are we saving the fish people?
Are we at it?
All right.
It's a survival of the fittest.
Wrath, it is your turn.
Protecting the innocent.
These are simply monsters.
I'm gonna give you a free move up to here because you were quite far back, so you can be there.
Thank you. Is it? Oh no, they probably see me. There's a lot happening. It looks like the rats are driving the fish people back. I'm gonna sit back and wait. If something comes after us, I'm going to ready a Eldritch Blast in its face.
Okay. Wilhelm, it is your turn.
We're not going to help anybody?
Sewer fights have a way of working themselves out, Wilhelm. We need not get into the petty squabbles. We should be the ones who pick up when the dust settles.
Wilhelm is going to try to make a dash move across the bridge and over to this floor.
Okay. Give me a stealth check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, it is a 26.
Wow. Okay. So, like a shadow, Wilhelm bounds across and hides on the other side. And oh no! I get a natural 20 on my perception check, but they only have a +5 bonus. So they even with.
Nice. So they think they see something move, but there's too much commotion happening, and that's what I was banking on, is I want a better vantage point to move into an attack position. I dart across, and I slide up against the wall, and I'm pressed up there, and I look back at Rudy and Wrath and nod.
All right. The fish folk. One of them cries out with a chortling voice. They've got this kind of this purplish fishy skin, and they're just wearing rags, but they've got shields and stone swords and axes. And one of them cries out, "In the name of the Duchess!" And it charges forward towards one of the ratlings.
Just watching this.
I look back at you guys, and I like mouth the words like royalty.
And the ratling just rolls out of the way. And the attack misses. The wounded one strikes back towards one of the ratlings and actually lands its attack, smashing the rat-like creature in the face and splintering it all in the front, and it steps forward. This other one dives into the water and flushes up around and actually hits this ratling and bloodies it. And this another one comes up from the back. This one has this big pincer and a whip, and it cracks the whip at one of the ratlings. But the ratling rolls out of the way of the whip as it cracks it with the large pincer. Neither side seems to have an advantage. The ratlings press the attack. These two here pull out slings and fire shots at the central fish folk that's come across the bridge, and with several bullets and a few more stab wounds, this one is slain, and the other fish folk here is also slain too. These three ratlings quickly begin to overwhelm and with a critical strike stab the third one in the heart, leaving only one of the fish folk alive with a terrible volley of attacks. Rudy, what are you going to do?
I mean, they have royalty. We should probably help them if they have royalty, the Duchess. So I Wilhelm, and I kind of give him the signal, like, let's get in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dash so I can get about here. And then I'm going to action surge to do my battle axes on this rat. Where's Houdini? Come along!
Yeah,
It can go 60 feet, I think.
Yeah, he's got the range.
Yeah? 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
8 damage.
Okay. This thin and lithe and tiny ratling rolls with the blow, but is wounded by it.
One more. 13 to hit.
I'm afraid that's a miss.
One more. That's even worse. Nope. It's just shorter than I'm used to. Hit. And then, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Wrath, it is your turn.
Seeing my comrades stepping into action. Ooh. I'm gonna step out from behind the corner, and I'm going to cast Hunger of Hadar right in the middle of all these ratlings.
Oh man. Where do you want to center?
So I'm gonna put Bruce right in it, because Bruce is the almighty. So I'm basically, it's Like, I want basically Houdini to be on the outside of it. So maybe, like, where Bruce is.
Okay.
So, I start mumbling something, and you can kind of feel like a coldness in the air as Bruce sort of disappears for a moment as he moves towards the area, and then it's almost like a sparking, like a and then like this rip through space and time.
Do you want to center it so that these two are in, or so that the one over here is in?
The one over there can stay out. Yeah, we want to get all of those, all of that.
Unless
business.
you want to get Houdini, that's all.
So the horrible slurping space opens up, revealing a mass of cattails and tongues making slurping and silent swishing noises, with the hundreds of aberrant cat's eyes and disembodied grins, looking through the space in between the indescribable space between the cat door.
Is it alive or dead? Who knows? We must open it to collapse it.
Okay. Do they make their damage when it appears, or?
It starts its turn and ends its turn.
Okay, great. So I don't check for damage until they actually start out there. Okay. Wilhelm, buddy, it's over to you.
Wilhelm bursts around the corner and sees this horrible tear in reality, which is again reminiscent of all of his recent nightmares. And he gets a little thrown off for a second. Can I see through the Hunger of Hadar?
No.
It's this black void.
He goes to turn and like stops in his tracks and actually comes out over here and looks for a shot, and actually he's going to, how far is this away? 60 feet. So that's going to be a disadvantaged shot with my crossbow.
Okay.
That's going to be an 18.
It's a hit.
And I'm going to use sneak attack. That's going to be 14 damage on the rattling there.
Nice. It is bloodied, but it survives the shot. It cries out.
And while it's crying out, I'm going to take a second shot at it. Oh, this one with disadvantage is only going to be a 10.
That is a miss, I'm afraid. It darts out of the way.
All right, and then
and technically, you actually can't apply the sneak attack damage if you attack with disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Then in that case, you're very right. I just always want to do sneak attack. That's only going to be 8 damage. I take it back.
Okay. So that does still leave it bloodied, but not quite as wounded.
Well. Good.
Okay.
Take that.
Most of the fishfolk are dead, except for the one in the Hunger of Hadar who fails its saving throw and takes how much damage?
So they start by taking 2d6 cold damage when they start their turn.
Okay.
And then any creature that ends its turn needs to succeed on the saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage.
Okay. So this, do you want to roll that damage for me for the one fishfolk remaining?
8 damage.
It goes, the horror, and you hear some flopping feet running back, but it's not clear which direction it's gone to y'all. So we come to the ratlings, who immediately take damage from being in the area. Can you roll it for me for all these ratlings that are in it?
Money. 10.
Okay.
10 damage.
So several hungry cat maws and long snaking cat-like tongues devour all the ratlings.
And they suck them in, and you can see it's actually going into Bruce's belly slowly. Like you can see it kind of like pulsing and pumping.
These two ratlings are horrified at that. And this one is going to use its cunning action to disengage. Do you have Sentinel, Rudy?
Yeah.
Okay, so it disengages, moves back from you, and and this one also begins moving back and away. But as they do so, they smile at you wickedly with a toothy grin. You can see one's got a snapped off frontal fang, and the two of them reach into their pouches. And both of them are drawing back their slings, but as they do so, they each pull out a piece of delirium and they load it into the slings and draw it back and fire them at you.
What? Say what?
The first shot goes completely wide, but the second shot gets a 22 to hit.
Shield! Ah!
Okay, you call out the shield, deflecting the shard of delirium, and there's a loud crash as the magic interacts, and the shards land at your feet.
For a wild magic suit. Magic combining.
Oh yeah, roll me d6.
Yay! 6.
Okay, so wild magic averted in that case.
Darn it.
I mean.
Okay. Rudy, it is your turn.
Okay. I am intrigued by this delirium that they're throwing, so I follow them. Is this a bridge over top of here?
That's one of the pipes from before.
Okay. Why not? We'll walk on the pipe. And I take some more swings at this gentleman rat. Oh, crit! Ah!
I don't think it's going to survive that. Roll the damage.
Is it?
Good queen.
More crits per
18.
capita.
Yeah. What happens to this ratling?
Oh, I beheaded, because, that's my thing.
Nicely done.
Your bloodlust. Insatiable.
Let's see how far. Okay, it's 20, and I'm... How deep is this water?
Hard to say. But you could leap that.
With my remaining... I don't know if I can...
What's your speed? I thought you were 40.
I'm 30.
Oh.
Yeah. So instead, I'm gonna take my hand axe.
Yeah, you can throw your axes.
I'm gonna pop out a hand axe and toss it that way. Oh yeah. 24 to hit.
All right, that is a hit.
9 damage.
Nice.
With 2-weapon fighting, do I is it throwable?
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
bonus action?
Yeah, why not? If I'm wrong about that, I don't care.
My other hand axe, 19 to hit,
Also a hit.
and that's 11 damage.
The two hand axes actually cut it down, and it is slain.
No one gets away.
2 axes in the back. Anything else, Rudy?
No, I'm good.
Raph, it is your turn.
I'm going to move up with Bruce and kind of make my way with danger kind of averted. I'm gonna actually dash up and try to collect some of that delirium that I see. So I'll get shot at.
Sure.
At Rudy.
And Wilhelm?
There's still a giant blob of monstrosity in front of me.
Skikkelig nå, ja.
Raph,
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Raph, I'd like
Spenstig.
to talk to the fish person now, but there seems to be a tear in the fabric of reality. blocking my path. I'm gonna walk up as close as I'm willing to get. I'm still like a few feet away from this horrible tear, and I try to yell through the slurps and sounds. Excuse me, fish person. We'd like to speak to you. The rats are gone. Let us just wait where you are.
Are you negotiating?
He might know more about where the rats are, and perhaps the Duchess, if they're at war, and the rats are the ones going to the surface eating people, then perhaps the fish folk might be kind in helping us investigate.
Make your persuasion check, Wilhelm.
Okay, well, now we can be heading this way.
I got an 18.
Okay. It's... dismiss your spell! Dismiss it and I will speak with you!
Wilhelm, there are reports of people diving into the water and choking to death.
Yes.
We have 2 afflictions and 2 monstrous humanoid races that we've discovered that are in a war beneath the surface of this town.
And we could either kill our way through all of them and not discover the truth, or communicate with them and see what they can tell us.
Investigation.
There's one fish and 3 of us. I'm not afraid of it.
All right, I'll turn off the hunger of Hadar.
Bruce says those were delicious. I would also like a dish of squished fish, though, please.
Yes, I'm working on it, Bruce. My comrades are making it hard to feed you.
As the spell fades, the trembling creature bears his pincer spear and says, "Oh, what magic is this? Oh, you control it."
Wrath.
Step forward, Sir Fish. And I look over at Rudy. I'm like, Rudy, you're good with animals. Can you humor me for a moment?
I'll do my best. And I hop over the sewage. What do you need? You say I'm good with animals? I'm alright with animals.
You literally tried to talk me into sparing, or I don't know. You make up your mind, Rudy.
McGurk, whip, swish, a wish-wash. Oh, my friends, they're dead. They fought bravely, but I'm glad you saved me, but I wish that you had have intervened on behalf of us fish a little bit sooner. But had you not arrived when you did, I suppose I would be dead too.
It's true. Looking on the bright side of things, you're alive at least.
My name is Buckham. I am a loyal foot soldier in the service of the Duchess. Oh.
Like a Duchess on the surface, like a people royalty?
The great Duchess of Ash Bay.
I've never heard of a Duchess of Ash Bay.
You haven't heard of the Duchess of Ash Bay? Oh.
There's the Duke?
You land dwellers are so ignorant.
Silence, fish thing from beyond the stars, or the seas, or beneath the surface. My future cat's food. Answer me this. Why are people going missing? There have been those turned up, ripped to shreds, and others have dove in with madness in their eyes into the waters. Explain yourself.
Oh, well, you see, we are but simple people. We have come from a great and horrible city, and the Duchess led us down the great wide river here where we have made our new home. And we have, and so we mean to be here in peace. But these rats, they followed us here, and they kill us and eat us. It's horrible.
What? Hold on a moment there. Buckham is what you said your name was, sir?
Yes.
Okay. You came from a city down the river.
Yes.
And the rats followed you from that city?
Well, the Duchess did. The Duchess, she came. That was before my time, of course. I am new to the Duchess's court, and I've known my whole life here. But many moons ago, the Duchess tells us that she led our people here for a new home where we would be safe from the horrible monsters that eat at us, like the rats. And then they followed us here, and they're eating us now.
Yeah, I would say you haven't really got out of the situation you were trying to get away from. So,
No, it's true, but many more are hearing. The Duchess is calling all to her arms to fight back against the horrible furred ones and finding new allies. And we are here to take the fight to them.
So, let me get this straight. The Duchess isn't from the surface, or surface dweller, as you call it. Is she like you?
Oh, the Duchess is beautiful and a glorious leader of us. Truly noble to behold.
Well, am I hearing this right? They have a fish queen down here in these sewers?
I have my crossbow trained on the fish. Like I'm giving him the chance to speak, but I'm cautious.
No. The Duchess does not dwell here. She cares not for coves of man's stone no more. She dwells in a great palace on the bay.
Palace on the bay?
I have a question for you, Sir Fish. Very simple question, and I would request that you answer as honestly as you can. In this war that you are waging against these rats here, have the fish caused the death of any innocent surface dwellers? Is there a chance that a malady performed by your people has caused surface dwellers to wander into the sea and die?
By no means, of course not. But you must talk to our leader here. The great archpriest Cookie has been sent by the Duchess, in fact, to help the surface.
Well, I'm gonna go into the store now, so catch you guys later or tomorrow morning.
Cure the sickness that